The Canadian province of Alberta holds elections to its unicameral legislative body, the Legislative Assembly of Alberta. The maximum period between general elections of the Assembly is 5 years, but the Lieutenant Governor is able to call one at any time. However, the Premier has typically asked the Lieutenant Governor to call the election in the 4th or 5th year after the preceding election. The number of seats has increased over time, from 25 for the first election in 1905, to the current 87. To date, no political party has returned to power in Alberta after being removed in a previous election. The province has been ruled by 4 dynasties. The Liberal Party, 1905 to 1921. The United Farmers of Alberta, 1921 to 1935. The Social Credit Party, 1935 to 1971. And the Progressive Conservative, PC, Association, 1971 to 2015. No minority government has ever been elected. Thus, Alberta can be said to have continuously had a dominant party system for its entire political history, though the dominant party has changed over time. In 2015, the NDP were elected to government for the first time in Alberta's history, ending the longest political dynasty in Canada. Summary. The table below shows the total number of seats won by each political party in each election. Full details on any election are linked via the year of the election at the start of the row, and details for the legislature that followed the election are available at the legislature number. Notes. Are known as the Conservative Party prior to 1959. B. Known as the Cooperative Commonwealth Federation, CCF, prior to 1963. C. In 1913. 55 people occupied 56 seats. Electoral system. Alberta has used a variety of electoral systems in its history, notably a combination of single transferable vote, STV, and alternative vote, AV, for nearly 4 decades. Alberta's first election was fought in 25 single-member first-past-the-post districts, and like other Canadian jurisdictions at the time, introduced double-member constituencies in Edmonton and Calgary in 1909 to accommodate their population. These were both broken up into 3 single-member districts by 1917. As the overall number of districts increased rapidly, the Liberal government introduced 5-member block voting constituencies in Edmonton and Calgary in 1921, and briefly made Medicine Hat a double-member district, because each voter in the cities was given 5 votes. The Liberal Party was defeated despite winning a higher total number of votes than the United Farmers, who had much higher support in the rural single-member districts. The UFR government, which had campaigned on electoral reform, introduced AV in the rural constituencies in 1926, with the unique feature of only 2 rounds, rather than redistribute votes from each last-place candidate in several counts. Only the top 2 candidates from the first count would advance to the second count. Edmonton and Calgary were also converted to STV districts, where a complicated system of vote transfers resulted in roughly proportional results. These parallel systems, STV in the cities and AV in the rest of the province, lasted until Ernest Manning's social credit government abolished both for the 1959 election, without public consultations or a referendum. This broke the urban constituencies into single-member districts and reintroduced first-past-the-post across the province, which remains the system used in Alberta and throughout Canada. See also: Timeline of Canadian elections, List of political parties in Alberta, for present and historical political parties in Alberta.